When should you fall in love? Let's see what your head and your heart thinks about it. So I heard you're in love. Yes, I've met this amazing person. Very attractive, makes me laugh a ton, and we just get along. It's been very good with those 2 or 3 first dates. Really like that person. That's wonderful. So what are the plans? Super cool plans ahead. We're so into each other, chemistry is really there, and we can't stop texting. So we decided to go on a long weekend. We're gonna go to the mountain, and we are gonna spend a few days together. We are gonna meet each other's friends. We are going, we're already starting to plan. I don't want to be a party pooper, but I thought you just met. You just went on a couple of dates. And it's great you have all the chemistry, and it's great that you're getting along and making each other laugh. But what do you know about that person? Do you know what they want to do with the rest of their life? What are their priorities? Is it the relationship? Is it to take a good job with a good pay on the other side of the country? Is it living together, having a child, getting married, just taking it cool? Do you know how that person fight? Like tomorrow you have a disagreement. How is that person? Is that person in a terrible mood or very respectful and calm? What do you know about that person? Well, honestly, we have never fought. We just met. We never had a chance to fight. Do you want us to fight just so I can answer you how does person fight? Yes. I think before you're gonna give your body and your heart to that person, you better know how that person fight. This is lovely. You're having all those good time, and I hope you're gonna have those good time for as long as possible. But there's gonna be a day where you're gonna start fighting, disagreeing, talking about real things, and where you want to live and how you want to live, and if you disagree, what are your different religion, what are your values, and how do you consider family and the future and money. So you're gonna fight, you're gonna disagree, and even the best relationship fights and disagree, but they do it in a good way, in a respectful way, in a mature way. So do you know that that person is mature? What do you know about that person? If tomorrow you disagree about money, is that person going to sit down with you and talk it out? And is that person going to appreciate you enough and value you enough to propose compromise and understanding? Or is that person going to be offended and yell and shout and call you names and belittle you? You can easily go through a perfect honeymoon, love words and poetry, to be pretty nasty and mean. We don't want this to happen here. We need to know who is that person. Well, you are a party pooper, because you don't make me want to go on that 3-day weekend now. What are you saying? That I need to take it so seriously that it's going to be a bore? Of course not. I want you to be happy. I want you to be truly happy. And what I know about that, for having been quite a few relationships, is that you need to know who is that person. And you are going to have a really cool, really fun, really worth it relationship if you start on a good base with the right person. And you need to know the deep value and how this person fight and resolve problems, staying or flying, being nice or being mean, staying calm or becoming a volcano. You need to know those things. You can have the best chemistry, the best looking person, the most intelligent person with a great job and great everything in appearance. If you do not fight fair together, if this person is damaged from childhood and has not resolved their trauma, that person will destroy you and your relationship. And after the fun date and the fun chemistry, movie, weekend away, it will become painful. And it may be too late. You may already be engaged with the person with some commitments after giving your body and sharing intimacy and promises. And that is when it becomes tough. You need to know that person very well before you give your body, before you commit. So before you present the parents and all the important stuff. Okay, my head, I recognize you here, always asking the tough things. Okay, so you want me to have fun this weekend, but you want me to raise the important question and to listen to the answers very carefully. So, what should I trust to be able to truly know that person and to know if I should give my heart to that person or slow down? All right, if you have like three tips to give me so I can remember them and apply them this weekend and for the next few plans. Glad you asked. So 3 tips, it's easy. How are you going to truly know someone? And what are the mistakes I have made in the past when I didn't follow those 3 advice? 1 is your intuition. You were given a beautiful intuition when you're born. Now, intuition needs to be practiced to become really good and in tune. But your intuition should tell you, there is a red flag. That doesn't sound good. That person's answer is very bizarre. That person's behavior is worrying me. So you need to listen to your intuition, who is going to tell you after the beauty, after the fun, what is the flavor? Do you feel really good when you leave that person and go home about what you've heard, what you've shared of yourself and life? So that's the first thing. And if your intuition tells you, ouch, that doesn't feel right, ouch, big red flags, then you need to address it. You need to address it to know what that person is made of. And it doesn't mean that person, because they have a flaw or something you don't like, is not the right person. It means it needs to be addressed. And if that person is a good person for you, that person will take the time to resolve it, explain it, and discuss it with you in a respectable and mature way. Tip number 2, time. Take time, honey. Okay, go to this wonderful fun weekend and then give it a few days where you can recoup by yourself, be with your own friends, and think, are you missing that person? What do you remember about what you shared and lived? You need to leave that space so you can reflect, so your brain can bring back memories that you just lived and kind of analyze what felt good and what didn't feel good. So you defeated that. The number 3 tips is super important. You will truly know a person by their consistency. Consistency. How consistent is that person? You know how many people treat you super well on the first date or the first few times? It's all loving, it's all nice, they pay for the bill, they pay you compliment, they are charming. And then, after a few weeks or a few months, when you start to really get to know them, they are not so nice. They are not nice to people, to taxi drivers, or to waiter, or to you. That's even the most important part. The compliment they were giving you, gone, no longer exists. The person who will make time for you no longer does. The person who will bring you a little gift, a flower, or pay the bill for you, no longer will care about your finances or if you're well or not well in life. So you do need to see someone's consistency. Is someone good even in tough time? Is someone good even under pressure and stress and fear? That is a good person for you. Someone who is not going to be just wonderful once in a blue moon, but someone who is going to be good on a consistent level most of the time, no matter the pressure, no matter the joy or the difficulty. You want someone solid who respects you even in the toughest time. Listen to that. Consistency. Consistency only comes from looking at a person over several months. And that's why I always say, do not even consider engagement, moving together, all those things before at least knowing a person for 1 year and seeing that person in many different surrounding and environment, with the family, with the friends, socially, intimately, alone, apart, together, with stress, without stress. Yes, you're going to put that person through a lot of things. Actually, life puts us through a lot of things. You're just going to pay attention. You're going to watch, you're going to listen, you're going to take the time. And it feels good, you open up and you give more of yourself. And it doesn't feel good, you refrain. You slow down what you give. You slow down how much you see that person. You go according to how it feels in reality. You do not want to be with the potential of a person. You want to be with a real person who today is someone you really truly like in its personality, behaviors, and way of treating you. Well, those are really all cool advice. Thank you. I didn't come to get all that. I just wanted to share how glad I was to have met this person and fell in love, but I sure appreciate all the things we shared. I know I can always rely on you, my head, to bring me back to reality. Now I am going to go into that dating, this being in love for the first time in a long time, but consciously. I'm going to go consciously to build something beautiful. And if it is not that, I will enjoy the opportunity, but I will say goodbye. So thank you for the tips, and I hope it helps everybody else. Make sure that your heart and your head work together as a team. They were given to you as a team. They need to work as a team. It needs to feel good in the heart, it needs to feel good in the head. And together they can take you from point A to point B of where you want to be.